And of course, another thing we can do is we can ask you to add more substituents, right? So in this case, our product has 3 substituents. So there's a lot of different pathways that you could think about adding stuff in, right? I'm going to draw all of these out as you get better and better at this. What you'll notice that you don't actually have to draw this out. You can just think through it mentally. Again, it's a puzzle. You know, practice is going to be your best friend. So let's think about inserting this acyl group in last, right? So that means that our nitro and our chlorine were already there. Well, if we try to do a Friedel-Crafts reaction, we cannot do a Friedel-Crafts reaction when we have a strong deactivator as a nitro group. So we can't add that thing in last. Let's try adding this chlorine in last. So in this case, these other 2 substituents were already there. If we think about the directing properties of these 2 substituents, they're both going to want to direct meta, which would be this position right here. We can see that the chlorine is not in that position, so that's not going to work out either. So, you know, let's go ahead and try adding the nitro group in last. All right, in this case, what we have is a chlorine and our acyl group. The chlorine is the strongest activator, even though it's a deactivating group, it's going to be the strongest. And it's going to want to go ortho-para. And as well, this acyl group is also want to go meta. So that'll add up to one of these 2 positions. We can see that one of these 2 positions is indeed the desired position of the nitro group, right? That top left one is. So that's relatively okay. So we can do that, right, to add that nitro group right into there. And then after that, we can think about what we're going to want to add first. We can see that they are para to one another. The acyl is a meta director. The chlorine is an ortho-para director. So we're going to want to have the chlorine already there to direct it in the para position. Right, that'll get us to our desired orange product there, right? If we try to add the acyl in first, if we try to do that, right, that would be a meta director. So the chlorine's not going to go in the correct position, right? So the chlorine has to have been there first. That'll direct it to the para position, also some ortho position, but the para will be slightly preferred due to sterics. And then finally, to get the chlorine here, that's pretty simple, Cl2AlCl3. Note in that some of these reaction pathways, you're going to get a mixture of products, but that's what happens in chemistry. Oftentimes you get a mixture and then you have to purify from there. But what you want to do is basically practice, 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 and it's just like a puzzle. How do you get from the start to the finish? And oftentimes it's better to think about the finish, the end point, and then work backwards from there, right? So we said it earlier, but just some other notes to keep in mind. The Friedel-Crafts reaction can't occur on moderate or strongly deactivated groups. So, for example, an alkyl or a halide is okay. That's only a weakly deactivating, but basically any other deactivating is that you're not going to have a reaction. So acyl group is too strongly deactivating to do Friedel-Crafts, and of course a nitro reaction is too strong, right? So here you get no reaction. Sometimes you're going to have more than one correct answer. As long as you come up with the correct answer, that's fine with me. Sometimes one will be significantly better than the other, in which case go for the better one. But overall, again, this is just like a puzzle. And the only way to really get good at this is to practice. And you really want to space out your practicing, right? Don't do it all at once. So if you follow along the course, you'll get a lot of practice, right? You'll see this stuff first in the videos, but that doesn't help you too much really to learn. You have to immerse yourself and you have to do it. So the first thing that you're really going to immerse yourself is the work along. After the work along, then maybe you attend the review sessions. That's going to be another time that you see this stuff. And then after the review sessions, then you've got your problem sets. Right. So at this point now, you've seen these types of problems 3 times. You've worked on these types of problems 3 times. And then by the time the exam comes, it should be relatively easy because you've already done this 3 times. If you haven't already done it 3 times, obviously it's going to be more difficult. Good luck.